The main reason I picked up the artist way was mainly because of Doechii. I've been listening to her since Alter Ego. That song hit something deep in me back then and gave me this crazy push to keep going. And honestly, most of her songs since then have resonated with me in one way or another. So when she won Grammy, I was beyond happy for her, and then I found out she had read Artist Way and even documented her journey. I watched a few of her videos. Again, something clicked. Even though our creative journey is completely different, our creative struggle, the feeling of being on crossroads and not knowing what to do next, that part felt painfully familiar. That's how I'm starting my little Artist Way mini blog. First week is all about sense of safety and dealing with negative beliefs. At first I thought, well, that won't really apply to me. I don't have people in my life who constantly criticize my art or tell me that I'm not good enough. I honestly never really cared what people say about my work. Or at least I thought I didn't. I started doing morning pages and it hit me. I used to be so confident, like borderline arrogant. I was self-taught artist, okay, and I was applying to the university and I thought I was an amazing artist. I went to university drawing course and I confidently painted like with white watercolor. Like that's not something you do actually, right? Do people draw with white watercolor? I'm not sure. It's not academic, right? So they tried to teach me proper ways to do things, like draw academically, and I just walked out and ranted to my mom about how awful they work look instead. And the craziest part, my mom straight up told me, like, baby, they're teaching you the right way to draw, what the hell? I didn't even flinch. It didn't shake me at all. I was like so confident. But somewhere along the way, that version of me faded. I don't know exactly when and how, but right now, I'm way less arrogant than I was before. I managed to do five out of the 7 days of morning pages, which is like yeah, that's kinda a lot. I'm and I'm actually really proud of. The first day I skipped because I started a book late of the day, and the second time I was so nervous about my artist day that I completely forgot. Also, let's be real, like writing 3 full pages in the morning, that's a lot, and it takes me forever because my handwriting is so tiny. Like look at that, it's so small. So instead, I set a timer for 30 minutes and just write until the time's up. Before I switched to this, I was spending like 1.5 hours or 2 hours on just morning pages. It was draining me, and as someone who has a job, I have a regular job plus I do commissions. I physically can't afford to spend that much time writing in the morning about my feelings. This week's task was thinking about who actually triggers my doubts. And when I was writing about the people who made me doubt myself, I realized that the biggest one is me. There was like only one time someone's reaction to my art truly affected me. I used to draw a lot of skeletons, and one day my mom saw them and started crying. She told me they had negative aura that death feelings symbolize, and that it wasn't good for me. It hurt me so much that I ended up ripping my entire sketchbook and throwing it away. And And for a long time after that, I stopped drawing anything remotely creepy. But I think I eventually healed from it because last year I drew only gore. Uh, I think it was like my way of processing things and reclaiming this part of myself. And my mom changed too. People change, and she accepted my love for eerie art, and sometimes she even compliments my work. Or at worst just says, that's not my cup of tea, and it's totally fine. So yeah, the only person left who can truly shake my confidence is me. And on the flip side, I also get a lot of positive reinforcement. Like my students, I work as an art teacher, and my students at art school always admire that I draw in class. They tell me that I inspire them and they want to draw like me, and that means a lot. Um, Even on Fiverr, I got a message from someone who almost commissioned me a PNG tuber, and they never follow through. But I hope they will eventually, because that's my dream. Like, do PNG tuber for somebody. I would I would invest all my drawing power to make something beautiful because I'm so passionate about this. Anyway, that person told me that my art stood out because it wasn't just the usual anime style, and they even compared me to Fear and Hunger. And that's a massive compliment. I love those games and the art style, so that was a complete boost to my confidence. Figuring out where to go for my first artist date was tricky because museums felt too easy for me. I go to them often and the exhibition don't change much. So instead I went to a massive stationery store, um, and I don't regret it at all. I found so many things on sale, like stuff I was curious about but never let myself to buy it because it felt unnecessary. But this time I let myself to get them because it was like a big sale, and I got I got origami paper, uh, and this one. It's a little bit, damaged, but it's all right. It like cost like cents for me. Something cute like this, and I also bought a quilling set, uh, a scratchboard engraving set. I maybe even add some videos here from it. I gifted to my mom what I got out of it. I also got my first ever set of markers. I'm really proud. They look amazing, and even though they're budget friendly, this one I couldn't stop. I got and I want more. Yeah, I like them so much. That's from Bruno Visconti, so I think they're pretty budget friendly. So I used everything except for quilling set. I'll get to that soon. I think. Also, artist date made me confront something unexpected. Um, While browsing, I saw a huge canvas, and for a second I thought about buying it. But then the voice in my head whispered, "You'll never create anything truly original," and it was like the first core negative belief, which I thought that I won't get this. I always believe that I can't make anything without a reference, that my ideas are never unique, but until I wrote it wrote about it in my morning pages, I never realized how deeply ingrained that belief was. It felt like a fact, like I didn't even question it. Um, that's when I finally understood that negative beliefs can be so buried in your mind, um, that you don't even recognize them as beliefs. They just feel like truth. And I actually want to share with you. Um, so I wrote down, I feel like I'm not creative enough. I can't think of the ideas. I don't see them in my head like other artists do. I'll always have to rely on references or stealing great ideas from other artists but can't create my own. And it was really hard to change this into positive affirmations. Uh, but I managed to do that, just breaking it down into small pieces. Um, so, I'm not creative enough. Creativity isn't about having endless ideas magically appear. It's about connecting ideas, remixing things, and making them your own. You are creative because you take inspiration and turn it into something unique. And affirmation for this, my creativity grows the more I explore and experiment. Next one, I can't think of ideas like the other artists do. Uh, every artist has a different process. Some get flashes of ideas, others build from reference. Oh no! Bear with me if I start crying, because this is emotional. And some only figure things out as they go. Using references isn't a weakness, it's a tool. And affirmation for this is I discover ideas in my own way, and that is valid. Next, I'll always have to rely on references or stealing ideas. References are part of every artist's life, and stealing isn't a bad thing. Picasso even said, or I don't know actually who said that, but good artists copy and great artists steal. You don't steal, you interpret, you reinterpret, combine, and evolve ideas. That's how art moves forward. And the affirmation for this, I take inspiration and make it my own. My voice is present in my art. And the last one is I can't create my own ideas. And that's just not true. I've created so much already, and maybe I'm struggling with spontaneous ideas, but that doesn't mean I can't create them. It just means that my process may look different. And the affirmation for this is ideas come to me in their own time. I am capable of original thought. Yeah, that was a roller coaster, but I needed to do that. So yeah, when I finished writing that, I actually cried too. And it felt like something inside me finally broke open. And even now, even when I'm reading those affirmations, it still feels like really emotional. I'm sorry. Oh, I thought I wouldn't cry. I thought about, maybe I should use my PNG tuber model for videos like this, because I was scared that I would cry. And that I would look, overly pathetic, but yeah. In the end, I decided to record it with my own face, because that feels like more natural. Okay. finishing up with if I had a 5 lives. And yeah, I wrote down that I would be a potter, an actress, a gamer or streamer, a psychologist, or pathologist. And in a way, I am already incorporating all those lives in my real one. I sculpt things for fun, I roleplay and immerse myself in characters, and I love psychology and use it to help me with, no, like, learn to manage my ADHD and anxiety. And if I never become one of those things, parts of them are still within me. Yeah, I think we need to wrap it up. That was my first week of Artist Way. It was more emotional than I expected, but in a good way. And this whole process already made me realize things about myself that I wasn't fully aware of. It's interesting how thoughts you don't actively acknowledge can surface when you take the time to write them down. I don't know exactly where this journey would take me, but I want to keep going and to see what happens. If nothing else, I hope that future me will look back at this and feel proud for at least trying. So yeah, that's for the week 1.